Elon Musk might have said he was leaving Washington behind, but it is now clear that he is so unhappy with Republicans' mega bill to advance the president's agenda. He is so unhappy that he wants to start over. Musk wrote this on his platform, formerly known as Twitter, this afternoon. Quote, "A new spending bill should be drafted that doesn't massively grow the deficit and increase the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. End quote. He followed that up with a much more straightforward message, quote, "Kill the bill." This morning, the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office announced that the House bill would add $2.4 trillion to the debt over the next 10 years, the deficit, and that seems to be the source of Musk's frustration. In just the last day, Musk has called the Trump agenda bill massive, outrageous, pork-filled, disgusting, and an abomination.
Welcome to today's deep dive into one of the most explosive showdowns in American politics, Elon Musk versus Donald Trump. What began as an alliance between the tech billionaire and the former president has quickly turned into a very public clash. Elon Musk, a key donor and ally to Donald Trump, is now openly attacking Trump's major economic legislation, calling it a disgusting abomination. This public feud has stunned Republicans and left many wondering, what is Elon Musk's true agenda? In this video, we'll break down Musk's savage critique of Trump's bill, why it's shaking the GOP, and what the fallout means for the future of American politics. For years, Elon Musk and Donald Trump maintained a relatively cordial relationship. Musk, being the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, was a powerful figure in Silicon Valley. And Trump, known for his populist rhetoric and connections with the business world, was an ideal ally for someone like Musk.
And all of these tweets clearly blindsided the Republicans who just spent months working on a bill that barely passed the House.
Elon and I had a great conversation, about a half-hour-long talk on Monday this week. It was a very friendly, very fruitful conversation together. And he and I talked about the midterm elections. And he said, well, I'm going to help. And then yesterday, 24 hours later, he does a 180 and he comes out and opposes the bill. And it surprised me, frankly. And I don't take it personal. We don't take it personal. Policy differences are not personal. I think he's flat wrong.
Slightly flustered Speaker of the House right there. So Republicans are surprised, you could see it really on his face, to hear that Musk is not on board with this big, beautiful bill. They're probably not happy with his vow to fire anyone who votes for it in the next election. He does have an awful lot of money to put behind that particular threat.
Musk even served as an advisor to Trump during his presidency, participating in high-level meetings and offering advice on everything from infrastructure to manufacturing. Their alliance was more than just political. It was a mutual understanding that they could both benefit from each other. Trump got the endorsement of one of Silicon Valley's most high-profile figures, and Musk got to have access to the White House, where he could push for policies that would benefit his companies. But as the political tides shifted and Trump's influence started to wane after his presidency, Musk seemed to distance himself from the former president. In 2023, Musk made headlines by criticizing Trump's handling of the economic agenda, specifically the so-called Big Beautiful Bill, that was intended to boost the American economy. In a series of tweets and posts on his newly acquired platform, X, formerly Twitter, Musk made it clear that he was not just disagreeing with Trump on policy, but actively trying to derail his biggest legislative priority. Musk referred to Trump's bill as a disgusting abomination, stating that it would worsen the country's financial crisis. This was no mild critique. Musk was unapologetically harsh, calling the bill economically disastrous, and predicting that it would lead to further debt and inequality. Musk's attack was not only personal, but also politically charged. He framed it as a moral issue, suggesting that the bill would disproportionately benefit the super-rich at the expense of ordinary Americans. This public assault was a shock to many in Washington, who had seen Musk as a major supporter of Trump's economic agenda in the past. But what was the catalyst for this sudden change? Musk's frustration seemed to stem from a number of factors. The bill, which Trump had pushed as a way to cut taxes and reduce government spending, was seen by Musk as a band-aid solution that would only deepen the country's debt crisis. Musk, always outspoken about the dangers of government inefficiency, was particularly offended by the way the bill allocated funds to wealthy corporations and tax cuts for the ultra-wealthy. Musk's comments have sent shockwaves through the Republican Party. Many within the GOP are scrambling to figure out how to deal with Musk's sudden shift. Once one of Trump's most prominent backers, Musk is now publicly attacking the president's economic policies, and this has thrown the GOP into disarray. Republican leaders, who were already struggling to maintain unity after Trump's loss in 2020, are now facing a new challenge.
But here's a big question. Do the Senate Republicans, who are now the ones that are going to have to move this bill forward, do they actually care what Elon Musk thinks?
Entitled to his opinion. He's frustrated. I think he believes, in my judgment correctly, that we're quickly becoming debt slaves.
He certainly has the right and ability to say what he will about it.
I think people listen to what he has to say, as they should. He's a really smart guy.
I don't think it changed any views in the Republican Party in the Senate.
He looks at it a different way than we have to look at it, because, again, we're the ones that have to vote for it.
Like I said, I can't respond to platitudes. That's all I saw in a tweet that I had summarized to me.
Okay, so Speaker Johnson weighed in, Senate Republicans giving their thoughts. So we were all eager to see, right? Weren't you, how Donald Trump might respond to Musk's tweets?
How to manage the fallout from Musk's critique. There's concern that Musk, who has a massive following and influence on X, could mobilize his supporters to undermine the bill and push Republicans away from Trump. Musk's ability to tap into online culture and political memes has made him a force to be reckoned with, and the GOP knows this. As one Republican strategist put it, Musk can turn up the volume and make the GOP squirm. This is a real threat to our unity and to Trump's legacy. Some Republicans are now worried that Musk could even use his influence to challenge incumbent Republicans in primary elections, especially those who are seen as Trump loyalists. Trump's reaction to Musk's attack has been surprisingly muted. In the past, Trump has been quick to fight back against critics, especially those in his inner circle. However, in this case, he has stayed relatively quiet, and this silence has raised eyebrows. Sources close to Trump's inner circle suggest that he is privately furious with Musk, but is hesitant to publicly escalate the situation. Trump understands that Musk's influence can sway a lot of voters, and he is likely trying to maintain some level of cooperation with him to avoid further alienating a key figure in the tech world. One possible reason for Trump's silence is that he recognizes the political power that Musk wields. Musk's criticism of the bill has given him a platform to shape public opinion, and it has also forced many Republicans to take a step back and reconsider their stance. By not responding aggressively, Trump may be trying to avoid further damage to the bill's chances of passing. While Musk's public attack on Trump's bill has undoubtedly created a political rift, the real question is, how much damage will it do? Trump's bill, which was supposed to be a cornerstone of his economic agenda, now faces growing opposition from within the GOP. While Trump still has loyal supporters in Congress.
So for most of today, the response from the president looked like this. Let's put it up. Here it is. So until this afternoon, the president hadn't said or posted anything about the man who called his big, beautiful bill a disgusting abomination. We'll show you in a second how that is usually not how he operates. But as we were getting ready for this show, President Trump did put something up. He posted a screen grab, so he didn't say anything himself, just posted the screen grab of the tweet that Musk sent last week when he left Doge. And of course, in that tweet, Elon Musk says he's leaving, and he thanks President Trump. I think this might be the definition of a subtweet, but I also might be too old to be using that phrase correctly. So we're going to check in with the panel on that in just a second.
The rise of figures like Musk, who can sway public opinion, is forcing Republicans to take a hard look at the bill and its potential consequences. There are concerns that the bill could exacerbate the national debt and lead to further inequality, which would hurt Republicans in upcoming elections. In addition to the economic concerns, Musk's comments have sparked a broader debate about the future of the GOP. With the party fractured over Trump's legacy and Musk's growing influence, it's unclear where the party will go from here. Will they rally behind Trump and his economic vision, or will they listen to Musk's critique and push for a new direction? As the feud between Musk and Trump plays out, one thing is clear: both men are trying to prove their political power. Musk, once a supporter of Trump's agenda, is now using his massive platform to undermine Trump's legislative priorities. Whether Musk's attack will be enough to derail Trump's bill remains to be seen, but it's clear that this battle is far from over. For Trump, the challenge will be maintaining his grip on the GOP while dealing with a public rebuke from one of his most powerful allies. If Musk continues to rail against the bill, he could become a significant political force in his own right, potentially positioning himself as a challenger to Trump's influence within the Republican Party. For now, the fight between Musk and Trump is one to watch closely. Who will come out on top in this battle for political dominance? And how will the GOP navigate the growing divide between these two powerful figures? This showdown between Elon Musk and Donald Trump is just the beginning of what could be a long and contentious battle for the future of American politics. As the Republican Party continues to struggle with its identity, the actions of influential figures like Musk will undoubtedly have a major impact on the party's direction. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this developing story and bring you the latest updates on this high-stakes political drama. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth political coverage. Let us know in the comments, do you think Musk's criticism will have a lasting impact on Trump's political future? As Elon Musk's influence continues to grow, the question on everyone's mind is, how will this feud between Musk and Trump impact the upcoming 2024 elections? Musk's public criticisms of Trump's policies and legislative agenda are drawing attention to the fact that Musk is no longer just a business mogul. He is becoming an increasingly prominent political figure. With his massive following on X, formerly Twitter, Musk has the ability to sway public opinion, particularly among conservative voters who might feel disillusioned with the current state of the GOP. His influence is not to be underestimated. Many Republicans are now worried that Musk's growing political clout could reshape the party's future. It's not just about the Trump-Musk rivalry, it's about the future of the entire Republican Party. If Musk continues to attack Trump's economic policies, it could fracture the GOP further, with some party members possibly siding with Musk and his anti-Trump stance. We've already seen a shift in the Republican base, with more individuals questioning Trump's long-term effectiveness as the party's leader. Musk's attack on Trump's bill could serve as the tipping point for a new wave of political realignment. Trump, who built his political brand around strong and decisive action, has been uncharacteristically silent on Musk's attacks. This silence has raised a number of questions. Is Trump losing control over his own agenda? Has Musk become too powerful a figure to ignore? The lack of a sharp, immediate response from Trump suggests a deeper underlying issue within the Republican ranks.
But let's start with CNN's Manu Raju, who is live for us on Capitol Hill. Manu, my big question here, do lawmakers care about what Elon Musk has to say here? Because obviously there was a period where they did. I mean, this isn't the first time Musk it wouldn't be the first time, I should say, that Musk has scrambled what was going on legislatively. There was a period some months ago where Mike Johnson was taking all sorts of incoming and they were going back and forth on text. But obviously, Musk has been kind of shown the door, albeit graciously, but still shown the door by President Trump.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of frustration among Republicans, particularly ones who supported this in the House. Remember, at the time, Elon Musk was not raising those concerns.
Republicans who have long been aligned with Trump are now facing internal pressure from both the Trump loyalists and the growing Musk faction. Some have been vocal in their support of Musk's critique, acknowledging that Trump's bill may not align with the future goals of the party. Musk's anti-Trump rhetoric has opened a rift within the GOP, with several members now publicly questioning Trump's legislative priorities. The Republican establishment, unsure of how to respond to the Musk-initiated drama, risks alienating both factions. At the same time, the GOP's 2024 election strategy is becoming more complicated by Musk's interference. The party has been struggling to unify behind a single, coherent message, and Musk's actions are only making that harder. The fear is that, as the primary season approaches, Republicans might not only lose their chance to pass key bills, but could also face a significant challenge to their control over Congress. Musk's comments about Trump's bill are just the latest example of the battle for the soul of the GOP. For years, the party has been divided between traditional conservatives and the MAGA movement championed by Trump. Now Musk, with his high-profile position in Silicon Valley and influence in the media, is adding a third layer of complexity to this divide. Musk's intervention is emblematic of a larger ideological shift that is taking place in American politics. It's no longer just about the traditional Republican policies of tax cuts and limited government intervention. It's about whether the party is willing to embrace new ideas, policies, and figures that break from the old guard. Musk represents a challenge to the traditional GOP power structure, one that Trump may not be able to confront directly without alienating his base. The core question now is whether the Republican Party can survive this battle. Will it continue to follow Trump's vision, or will it pivot toward a more Musk-centric future, one that blends tech, business, and new economic policies? Only time will tell, but it's clear that Musk's influence is becoming a defining factor in the direction of American conservatism. Despite the tension between Musk and Trump, it's important to note that Trump has faced similar challenges before and always managed to bounce back. The question now is, can he recover from this particular feud with Musk? Trump's relationship with Musk has always been somewhat transactional, and now that Musk has openly criticized one of Trump's core legislative priorities, it remains to be seen whether Trump can mend the rift. Musk's criticism of Trump's bill, while significant, may not necessarily spell the end of Trump's political career. However, if Musk continues to rally against Trump's policies, it could create lasting damage to Trump's reputation, especially among his financial backers and tech-savvy supporters. Trump has proven resilient in the face of adversity, but this new feud with Musk could prove to be his greatest challenge yet. If Musk continues to undermine Trump's agenda publicly, will it lead to the erosion of Trump's influence within the GOP? Or will Trump rally his supporters to reject Musk's attack and continue pushing forward with his vision? Musk's ability to sway public opinion using X, formerly Twitter, cannot be overstated. The platform now under his control gives him an unprecedented level of influence over political discourse. Musk can amplify his opinions and critiques at a level that no other figure can match. The GOP, already struggling to maintain cohesion, is facing an uphill battle as Musk uses X to air his grievances against Trump's bill. The irony is not lost on political observers that Musk, a self-proclaimed champion of free speech, is using the very platform he controls to challenge a major piece of legislation supported by the political establishment. This has raised questions about the role of social media in shaping policy and political outcomes, especially as we approach the 2024 elections. The clash between Elon Musk and Donald Trump is more than just a feud between two powerful men. It is a reflection of the growing divide within the Republican Party and the broader political landscape of the United States. Musk's savage attack on Trump's disgusting bill is just one example of how new media, big tech, and business moguls are becoming increasingly powerful political players. As we look ahead to 2024, the impact of this battle will be felt far beyond just the bill in question. It's about the future direction of the GOP and whether Musk's brand of libertarian capitalism will take center stage, or if Trump's populist movement will continue to dominate the party. What happens next in this high-stakes political drama will shape the future of the Republican Party and the direction of American politics for years to come. Will Trump be able to salvage his legislative agenda, or will Musk's influence finally eclipse Trump's in the battle for control of the GOP? This saga is far from over, and we'll be here to bring you the latest updates as the feud between Elon Musk and Donald Trump continues to unfold. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more analysis and insights into this political showdown. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think will come out on top, Trump or Musk?